Winter, eh? Giver and YDH. That is exactly what we're doing. We are talking all about maple and March break activities. There's so much to do here at Bruce's conservation area. I'm being joined by Mary. And Mary, maple syrup, it is on the cusp of flowing everywhere with this weather.
Oh yeah, it's ready to go. We're just warming up during the day and kind of a bit cooler in the nights. So they're just about ready to get their sap flowing up to the buds on the trees.
And it's perfect for Maple Syrup Festival, which is happening through the March break. So kids, families, school programs, I know you've got all of that. Tell us a little bit about the festival.
Yeah, so we're starting our winter festival, our Maple Syrup Festival on March 8th.
Okay.
So you can come out and enjoy the festival throughout March break, and then after that into the weekends.
Okay. And what do they expect to see when they come here for the festival?
Yeah, so we have our different stations along the trail, and you can learn about maple syrup through history, also about the forest. So you'll learn about the friends in the forest, the trees. We teach you how to identify maple trees and the different maples that are in this forest. And then you can do a demonstration on tapping. So we get you to drill holes into, into a dead tree so that it's not harming the tree. And then, yeah, you can come and learn about early European settlers and how they created maple syrup.
That's my next question. What's going on here? Can you explain this to us?
Yeah, so as Europeans came over, they brought kettles and they brought these pots with them, and they started to learn from indigenous people about sap and about how to make maple syrup. And they learned along with them and started to make maple syrup. They wouldn't actually they would make maple syrup, but take it a step further into maple sugar. And then they would make enough maple sugar to last throughout the year and also trade, because they would actually use it to season their meat or preserve their meat instead. So you'd have a sugar shaker on your table instead of salt shaker.
That's amazing.
And then you'd have a bit of a sweeter taste.
Yeah.
But it was harder to get salt, so they would actually create their own sugar in the sugar bush and then have that
it's just
on their
such
table.
a diverse thing. I mean, it's so incredibly Canadian, and I love that. 3 different pots, though. Why?
Yeah. So you're putting the cold sap into the first pot.
Okay.
So you don't want to kind of put it into each of them. You're putting the cold sap into the first pot.
Okay.
And then as it gets to a certain consistency, kind of like apple juice, you would put it into the next one. And Grandma would be sitting here making sure that it's going through the steps appropriately.
Right.
So everyone is involved in the maple syrup making and sugar making at that point. And then the next one you would add in, you get it to almost kind of a syrupy texture.
Yeah.
And then you'd add to the last one.
And that would be where it all boils down into the delicious goodness that we know today.
Yeah, and then they would actually take that and finish it on a bit of a smaller fire to make sure it would go to maple sugar.
Amazing. Now, how do people get tickets to come here to this festival?
So you go to maplesyrupfest.com and we have tickets, and they're every half hour you can book a ticket.
Amazing.
And come and enjoy this lovely forest with us.
Well, with that, we have to do a little bit of a sample. We've got this like little tiny bottle, the cutest thing ever. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.
Coming up, we're going to be checking out some reptiles. I'm going to hold one and feed one. You should come.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.